If you're tired of sleepless nights wondering where the next client is coming from, if you're tired of setting fees far below what you deserve, and you're finally ready to stop scrambling around and grow a thriving HR consultancy that pays for your kids to go to uni, it pays for an early retirement, or it just pays for that abundance of mini breaks that you want, then listen up. In this episode, we're diving deep into what happens the moment you join the HR Business Success Squad. From our one-of-a-kind onboarding experience to the single workbook that could reshape your business, you'll get the full lowdown of what to expect in the important few days after you join the squad and how they've been crafted to ensure that you achieve the business you were dreaming of when you went into business for yourself. So stick around because this is an episode you don't want to miss. This is the Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants podcast, a show to help independent HR consultants get a pipeline of perfect fit, high-paying clients without expensive adverts, time-consuming social media activities, or energy-sapping and monotonous networking meetings. I'm your host, Nick Paninsky, author of How to Land Your Dream Client, a book which explains everything you need to know to get every sale and client you ever want. And if that sounds interesting, then make sure to grab your copy from the influential consultant website today. That being said, let's get into today's show. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants with me, Nick Paninsky. At the time of recording, we are on the eve of the CIPD conference up here in Manchester. It's going to take place tomorrow and the day after in the conference centre. So hopefully I will see a few of you there. In terms of the next mini update, I've just onboarded the first cohort of the HR Business Success Squad. They've all joined the WhatsApp group. There's a lot of fun conversations taking place, which is always good. Still in the early days though yet, so there's not too much banter flying around just yet, but I'm sure that will develop in due course, and the networking and all that good stuff. And I guess the only other thing that I need to share is that I was in two minds about whether or not to record this podcast. The last few weeks have been busy. There was the preparing for the HR pipeline playbook. Then there was obviously the launch of that. There was the hosting of that. There was the emails that went out. Then after that, there was the HR Business Success Squad, which launched off the back of that as well. So yeah, all in all, it has been a very busy 6 weeks, 8 weeks perhaps. And I realized the other day, I was just really tired. It didn't even occur to me that I'd been working so long without a proper holiday, which I know sounds a little bit crazy because obviously I was in South America and, obviously was working not all day, every day, and I was in another country, but I haven't had a proper break from not doing any work for, at least a year now. So when I finished that launch last week for the HR Business Success Squad, I said, I'm just going to take it easy for the next week. I'm just going to chill out. So I have literally been on my sofa with my blanket, reading my book, napping, chilling, watching trash TV. I've been watching Married at First Sight and the Menendez brothers. So basically taking it very easy, and I have been absolutely loving it. But that being said, I did think to myself, do you know what? I always release a podcast. I want to release a podcast. I don't want to miss releasing a podcast. So let's get this one out there. Nice and simple. Let's introduce people to what happens when they are onboarded to the HR Business Success Squad. Okay, so when somebody joins the HR Business Success Squad, the first thing that happens is I record a personal video for them, thanking them for joining the HR Business Success Squad and just advising them about next steps about what's going to happen. The reason that I do this is very simple. I like to give my clients the Brad Pitt treatment. That's what I call it. I call it the Brad Pitt treatment. Basically, my thought process is that the way that you would treat Brad Pitt if he was a client is the way that you should treat every client, because that person has put their hand in their pocket and given you their money. They've put their faith in you as well as their money. And that's no mean feat. You shouldn't take that for granted. So I like to make sure that yeah, that they have a wonderful experience when they work with me. And that starts right from the beginning. That's why I send over the video. After that, inside the video, they'll, as I said, it manages their expectations. So you'll be receiving this piece of information on this date, this piece of information on this date. Once more, thanks for joining the squad. I just want to start things off on the right foot. After that, they will be sent their HR Business Success Squad workbook. So this HR Business Success Squad workbook has everything that they need to grow their HR consultancy to wherever it is that they want to get to. So again, there's a little introduction session where I welcome them on board and thank them for putting their faith in me, and just give them a quick summary of what the HR Success Squad is all about. It's an all-in-one resource for building a thriving HR consultancy, offering the accountability, community coaching, and direction to help them set and achieve their goals. So the next paragraph talks about the fact that they need to share their mobile number with me so I can get them added to the private WhatsApp community. I tell them to ask them to book their one-to-one session with me, because everybody gets 1 hour of coaching, however they want to use that. And they get sent, the Calendly link is there, so they get access to my diary so they can choose whatever slot works for them. They will already have been sent the invites for the Wednesday Q&A calls. So they're on Wednesday at the moment, because that's what we all decided. But yeah, that's not set in stone. It could potentially move around. It's just that was the day that we all agreed on. The good thing is that the Q&A, like that weekly Q&A, that keeps people turning up and keeps them engaged, because it's quite easy to sign up for we've all done it. We've all signed up for an online course and not had the accountability, not had that community to learn with. So the weekly Q&As are really great, because we all get together, talk about whatever is on our mind, make sure that we're staying on track to keep progressing to achieve our goals. Speaking of goals, that is the next step, is the complete guide to achieving their HR business success. So the first thing we want to do is set and understand how to achieve goals. There's no point onboarding somebody onto a program and not understanding where it is that they want to get to. Unless you know where you want to get to, unless I know where you want to get to, I can't help you get there. And you won't know where you're supposed to be going. You won't know how, where it is that you want to get to. So you won't be able to celebrate when you eventually get there. You won't know what it is that you're supposed to be working towards. So the first step of setting and achieving goals is super important. So the way that works, there is a presentation document and then there's a video walkthrough. And we talk about all the important stuff. So we talk about the smarter process of setting goals. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound, evaluate, and redo. I can't remember what the R is. Review. Something along those lines. It's to make sure that you understand where you're going, how you're going to get there. I also share 2 fantastic resources and say, listen, if you want more help with goal setting, milestones, etc., then they can get a copy of Your Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt, or James Clear's James Clear's Atomic Habits, because both of those books are really great at setting and achieving goals. Then the section of the workbook is about, what is your business goal? Let's get it nice and clear. Let's get it specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Let's jot out what those milestones are so that we know when we're making progress towards those goals. So, you set your goal, and then you identify the markers of when you are on your way to achieving that goal. So if you say that you want to achieve a 70K HR consultancy, one of the milestones might be earning 6K a month or something along those lines, right? So that would be a milestone. Another milestone might be doing that for 12-month solid or a 3-month solid, or driving 100 leads to your mailing list, whatever it is that you consider milestones that are important towards achieving that goal, that's where we jot down what the milestones are. Then it's time to identify the 3 whys. So once you've identified your goal, work out the 3 biggest reasons why you want to achieve that goal, and then note them here. That way you can remind yourself of them if you ever want to give up. I think it's quite easy to set a goal and then just leave it and then, not think about it. But if you identify why you want to achieve those goals, then it becomes, it becomes easier to achieve those goals, because it gets a bit more real about, why you want to do that. Once you get it on paper, what you want to achieve, what your markers will be when you start to achieve it, and then why you want to do this, well, everything will become a lot easier. So it's super important to identify the 3 reasons why you want to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. After that, it's time to start identifying how you're going to achieve this business goal and these milestones. And basically, that is all about, the main crux of the matter: marketing your business and selling your products and services. So that's what the next section of the workbook is all about. So in terms of marketing your business and selling your services, as you know, this is the number 1 most important job that you have got with your business. Because if you don't have leads, then you don't have clients. And if you don't have clients, then you don't have sales. And if you don't have sales, then you don't have profits. All you've got is a hobby. So marketing and sales, super important. And that's what this program is all about. So, one of the things which is included in this workbook for the HR Business Success Squad is a marketing plan that you can fill in as you make progress. This marketing plan is split up into the 9 most important parts of marketing and sales for your business. Let's have a quick look at what they are. So first up, the first section to talk about is obviously your target market, because if you don't have a target market, then how can you market yourself to them, and how can you sell anything to them? So you need a target market. After that, it's about crafting messages for your target market that will stop them in their tracks and they say, okay, you've got my attention. So how do you craft messages? What will grab their attention? What do you need to say that will resonate with them? Then it's about lead gen. So what are you going to do? Where are you going to share these important messages to your target audience? How are you going to get them to put their hand up and say, okay, I need your help? We're also going to, the 4th part of the marketing plan is about capturing leads. So it's about having a lead magnet. It's about having an other. So another method of capturing leads, whatever that is that you want to do. Then how do you nurture those leads? How do you make sure that those leads then become clients? How do you convert these leads? So, sales pages, sales conversations. If you want to continue sending through proposals, what's that going to look like? Point 7 of the marketing plan for you to fill in is about delivering a world-class experience. So as I say, give them the Brad Pitt treatment. How do you go about giving them the Brad Pitt treatment? Number 8 of the marketing plan, how do you increase the customer lifetime value? So how do you get your clients to buy from you repeatedly? What is in your plan about increasing the customer lifetime value? Because that's important. I think people tend to get a client and then move on to the next client and forget about that last client. But nurturing that client is super important. So how are you going to do that? And then the final piece of the puzzle for your marketing and sales plan is about orchestrating and stimulating referrals. So how do you turn those clients into more clients? How do you get referrals? How do you get recommendations? How do you get reviews, etc., etc.? What do you need to do once that project has finished? So this plan will give you guidance on how you are going to achieve the goals that you set in the at the start of the program. This plan is how you're going to get there. And then, you are about to find out, what you're going to put in each of these 9 sections. So once you've become acquainted with the marketing plan template, it is time to start filling it in. So that's where the workbook comes into its own. Over the next few pages, there are links to all the relevant videos, workbooks, templates, ChatGPT prompts, everything that you possibly need to get your marketing set up and working for your business. So we're going to plug it all in, get things moving in the right direction again. So the first guidance is about the marketing principles to live and die by. So this is something that I released as a podcast episode a few weeks back. In fact, it's months ago now. Time flies, hey. It is months ago. But these marketing principles are there to live and die by. So I wanted to go into that episode a little bit deeper for my actual clients. So there is a presentation document and a video walkthrough going through these 9 marketing principles that people really need to remember. They're at the heart and soul of everything that you do. So basic stuff like having a target audience, but then there's more strategic stuff like once somebody has bought from you once, they are more likely to do so again. So, ensuring you're getting that repeat custom. And equally, other good stuff like that. There are, as I say, I released a podcast episode months ago, so it's worth digging out. And it's something that I wanted to share more in-depth knowledge with my clients about because it is really important stuff. The next video presentation with worksheet is about target market. So who should they be working with? What things do they want to consider before deciding on their target market? How do they then identify who their target market is? So there's a worksheet, there's a video walkthrough talking about everything you need to consider. Then there's an example of what a target market could look like. I share mine with them so they can see that I have 2 target markets in mind, Stephen and Stephanie. That's what I call them. And I start talking about why it's important to have this target market, what you need to do once you've got this target market in mind. And the next video presentation walkthrough with worksheet is about marketing messages. So this is about identifying what moves your target market, what words you can say to grab hold of their attention. They're over, they've got a life of pain. They want a life of pleasure. What does that pain look like? What does the pleasure look like? What can you say to wake them up from the slumber they are walking through life in, and they are ignoring all the marketing messages out there? Because that's what happens, right? Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. In fact, Monday to Sunday, 24/7, we are inundated with marketing messages. They're on social media, they're on the side of buses, they're on the side of buildings, they're on radio, they're on TV. There are adverts right, left, and center, and we tune all of them out. So how do you make it so that your messages are not ignored? How do you make it so that your messages are, they cut through the noise and people pay attention to them? So that's what the next section is about identify who you work with, then work out what you need to say to them to grab their attention, to grab them by the eyeballs and say, hey, you need this in your life. That's what the next section is about. After that, it's about copywriting 101. So this is some basics about copywriting, how you can write words to get people to pay attention and then hand over their cash. Now, it's not an easy thing to do, but there are a lot of templates. There are a lot of guidance documents. There's a lot of explanations. It's not something you need to be perfect at. It's something I explain in the video. It's just something that you need to have a working knowledge of. How can you, because a lot of copywriting is set patterns, and once you spot these set patterns, it's very easy to fill in the words. A lot of copywriters will use templates, and there are templates for people to use in this copywriting 101 video course, so people can understand how to use the words that they've identified, or the key motivators for their target audience. How do they use those key motivators to grab hold of people's attention, to then make them do what they want them to do, which is to either put their hand up and say, hey, I'm interested, or to hand over their cash, or to refer clients, or whatever it is you want your audience to do. After that, it's about lead gen, lead gen, lead gen. If you've ever been along to one of my workshops or one of my webinars, you'll know that this is super, super key. Lead gen, lead gen, lead gen. I cannot stress this enough. If there are no leads, then there are no clients. And if there are no clients, there's no sales and no profits. Lead gen, lead gen, lead gen. Everything is downstream from lead gen. So there is a big old presentation document with a video walkthrough talking about all the different methods that you can use for lead gen, and then how you want to use these methods to speak to your audience. What is it that you want to do to grab hold of your audience? We're going to be filling in that marketing template, and that marketing template, that marketing plan is going to be your guidance document, right? Everything that we go through links back to that document, which again links back to your business goals. So how are you going to generate leads for your business? Identify that, then get to work. After that, there is a guidance document, walkthrough, and a worksheet about your daily laps. What is your daily laps? Well, your daily laps are your leads, your appointments, your presentations, and your sales. So every day you need to be understanding, every month, set yourself a target of how many leads, appointments, presentations, sales you want, and then get to work on generating all these. And then you record how well you're progressing towards your target in this document. That's what your daily laps is there, because what gets measured gets managed. If you are not paying attention to your daily laps, then you've got an issue, right? And that's why a lot of HR consultants who go into business for themselves, they don't realize this. They don't realize how important it is. All of a sudden, they don't have leads. They don't have lead gen campaigns. So yeah, they end up with no leads. So that's super key, super important to this whole program, to your business success. That's why I stress so much about your lead generation and how to manage your lead generation, how to measure it, to make sure that it is working for you. That's what this section is all about. Now, when we talk about lead gen, one thing is clear: not everybody is necessarily ready to buy from you, right? They might land on your website, they might have a conversation with them, they might not necessarily be ready to become your client. The pain of their reality, the lure of the promise of a better life that you've put in front of them might not be compelling enough for them in that moment for them to become a client, right? So in that case, if you've been on to one of my workshops or my webinars, then you will know that I'm big on this, but it is putting a lead magnet in front of your audience. So getting them onto your mailing list. So crafting out a lead magnet. So there again, next stage is there's a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, what lead magnet to create, how to create it, ChatGPT prompts, all of that good stuff. I can put you in touch with designers to help you create it, but ultimately, get your lead magnet done. All the information is there. The next step is to sell your lead magnet, because it's one thing having the world's best free guide or the world's best free quiz, but if your audience don't want to do it, if they don't feel that urge, if they don't want to take time out of their day, if they don't want to give you their contact details, they won't do, right? It's become a very popular marketing tactics to offer a lead magnet. So you need to sell your lead magnet. And I mean sell not as in, for money, but you do need to persuade people to take action. So that is the next stage of the workbook. There's a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, there is a worksheet to help you to sell your lead magnet so that you get people onto your email list. Now, in terms of selling your lead magnet, there is a few things to consider, but one of the things that you need to do is have a landing page. So how do you get that on your website? What should it look like? What should it be talking about for your target audience? That is the next step, is presentation document, video walkthrough, etc., all that good stuff. You've created your lead magnet. How do you make people in your target audience want that lead magnet? How do you make them open up the emails, all that good stuff. So, we talk about a formula to get people to download the lead magnet and then to access it and use it. So that's what you get. That's what gets covered in those next two sections. And obviously, you have that information, so you can create multiple lead magnets if you so wish for the varying journeys that your customer is on. There are different worlds where your ideal audience live. Some of them have they have different needs than each other. So putting out different lead magnets is a very useful tactic, so that when your audience gets to your website, they have options, right? If one lead magnet doesn't work for them, perhaps another will. Now, what happens when somebody downloads your lead magnet? Well, they go onto your email list. What do you send them out? You send them out emails. So that is the next step of this workbook, is about your email sequence for your lead magnet downloaders. So again, there's a video presentation, video walkthrough. There's 2 video walkthroughs. There's a presentation document. There is a template. There's a ChatGPT prompt, and there's an example. This is what I send out. This is what I send out to this list. This is what I send out to this list. So you get an eye on what you could be sending out, what words I use, what words you could use, because you've done that selling your lead magnet. All those words that you've created through that selling of the lead magnet, you're going to bring them back. You're going to start using them in your email sequence. Now, the email sequence should have half an eye on converting people who signed up for your email list into paying clients, because, if somebody clicks on your website, they're not necessarily ready to buy immediately, but they join your mailing list. Maybe they're ready to buy within that week because they receive the right messages. Maybe not, but maybe there will be. If so, then you need to make sure that your email flow, your email sequence includes that call to action to buy from them. So that's one of the key things. It's about setting up your funnel. It's about setting up your pipeline of sales and leads and clients. So that's one of the key things. That's one of the key ways that you destroy feast or famine with your business. Because once you start building in a funnel or more than one funnel, then you always have that list of people who are interested in what you do and how you do it. And it's easy for you to stay in touch with them once they're on your email list. Now, in terms of getting people from becoming leads to sales, there needs to be a sales page, right? Because you will send out those emails. Those emails will then point somebody to a sales page that says, hey, invest some money and you can have the shortcut to solving your problems. So the sales page can be very difficult work. That's why there is a module on that inside the workbook, inside the HR Business Success Squad. So there's a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, there's a template layout, there's an example of how it could look. All that good stuff. If you need to create a sales page, I got you covered. That is the end of your funnel. It's very important. It's very important that you have a page where people can buy from you on your internet or on your website to reduce that friction. You don't want people messaging you. I had this recently. It was very annoying for me, but my website failed. But you don't want people being ready to buy, but not being able to buy because they're on your website and it doesn't work like it should. You don't want that frustration there. You just want people to be able to hand over their cash to you when you're not even in the room, when you're with the kids at the park. And that's the important bit of the end of your funnel. That's the important bit of your sales page. Now, that's the end of your funnel. And other aspects, so they become clients. The other aspect is that they haven't become clients. They are still leads. So what do you do about that? Well, that is all about filtering. Now, filtering is all about inbound leads or outbound leads. How do you determine whether or not it's worth getting on a call with someone, charging them any money, or whether or not they're going to be a good fit for your business? Because not everybody who flashes their eyelashes at you, who blinks at you, who says, hey, let's have a chat, you shouldn't be just immediately jumping on the call, right? So you should be filtering them. Can you help them? Do you want to help them? Are they financially ready and willing to invest in your business? So there are 2 sections here. There's filtering inbound leads and there's filtering outbound leads. On both sides, there is a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, there's a worksheet, there's guidance on how to turn leads into, well, to filter through your leads, to filter through for the good ones. You don't want to be wasting your time on bad leads, on people who are just wasting your time, on people who are, perhaps want to get on a call with you and just pick your brain for free. So, filtering is very important because it saves you a lot of time, money, and effort. And next up, big old sections on LinkedIn. So we've got setting up your LinkedIn profile. So again, there's a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, there's a worksheet, there's guidance, there's examples, all that good stuff. So setting up a big part of what your business is LinkedIn, for me anyway. I would say, ultimately, for me, social media is a bit of a waste of time. It's not where you should mainly focus your time. You can, but there are better ways of generating leads. That being said, setting up LinkedIn is very important. It's a very important asset of your business because it is the only professional network. So it is important to have a presence there. It is important to have the right profile set up so that people aren't landing on your LinkedIn and going, who the hell is this? What the hell do they offer? I'm not interested, and clicking off never to return again. No, your LinkedIn needs to be set up properly. Next up, once it's set up properly, how do you get clients on LinkedIn? So again, presentation document, video walkthrough, worksheet 1, worksheet 2. This is all about how to get clients on LinkedIn. So whether or not it's DMing, whether or not it's sending video introductions, how do you get clients on LinkedIn? Big old guidance about it. As I say, I will stick with this and I will die on this hill about this. You should be doing more than posting on LinkedIn and using LinkedIn as your lead generation tool. There should be more that you are doing than just staying on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is very valuable, and you can get clients out of it if you use it correctly. That's why I include some information. I include a hell of a lot of information to help you with that. It is also important to post on LinkedIn. Again, I advise my clients, just because you post on LinkedIn doesn't mean that you should be expecting someone to come into your DMs and say, hey, Stephanie, I need your help. It's very unlikely to happen that someone will see one of your LinkedIn messages and say, LinkedIn posts and want to engage with you. But it is important to maintain an online presence so that, again, when people click onto your profile, they're not saying, well, who the hell is this? What the hell do they do? I don't get it. And then clicking off never to return again. You need to have a presence. And that's why you need to be posting. You have a presentation document for you. We've got a video walkthrough. We've got a worksheet. We've got examples. You've got everything you need to understand what you should be posting, when you should be posting it, and how that will help you to be the right, to create the right impression, the right presence for your audience, because there's nothing worse as a HR consultant to feel like you are a HR consultant in amongst all the other HR consultants. So you are a terraced house amongst all the other terraced houses. You are a market stall provider like all the other market stall providers saying, buy my stuff. So you're not invisible and you're not the same as everyone else. And posting on LinkedIn can help you stand out from the crowd. That's why it's important. That's why there's so much guidance on it. So you've done all your marketing, you've been inbound, outbound, filtering, you've got people to put their hand up, they want to get on a call with you, you have filtered them, you've worked out if they are potentially a good client for you. What's next? Well, it's time to sell. So again, if you've been along to one of my workshops or one of my webinars, you'll know that I talk about sending through proposals. I don't think that it's the best way of getting clients. I think sales is a much better way of doing that. And that's why, I advise selling your services on a sales call. So as part of the HR Business Success Squad, there is a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, there is an example of how to do sales. There is an example of what you should be saying. There's a script, what you should be saying to your clients, how you should be saying it, what you should be showing them, I say to your clients, to your leads, potentially clients as well. So selling your services, that is the next step of the HR Business Success Squad, getting proficient at getting people to put their hand in their pocket and give you their cash. Super important. Now, in terms of what services you are selling, well, this again is something that I talk about, because for me, there should be a few services that you should offer. A low-cost entry to your world. So perhaps a book or some sort of template document, I don't know, but whatever it is, something that they can buy for £4 or £5, whatever, when you're not even in the room. That way they become your client. They convert from being a lead to a client. You've not had to do anything, but you've taken that first step with them. It's a very important step. And that is one of the things that I suggest having as, part of your infrastructure for your business. In terms of your other services, a power hour, and also a signature offer. A signature offer, for me, that is the HRCCCCS, or it's now my primary signature offer, the HR Business Success Squad. So that's obviously what we're talking about today. To help you shape out your services, your signature offer, there is a presentation document, and then there are free video walkthroughs. Because there's a hell of a lot to talk about when it comes to designing and talking about your services. So sometimes I get asked, people say to me, Nick, what's the difference between the HRCCCCS and the HR Business Success Squad? And the truth is, basically, they're exactly the same, except for the fact that the HRCCCCS is a all-you-can-eat buffet. So you guys will get the exact same workbook, exact same guidance to complete said workbook, the work that we're talking about right now. The only difference is with the HRCCCCS, you are not limited to 1 hour of coaching from me. You have access to whatever you want whenever you need it. So whatever you create to help you build your business, I am there to help you make it better. So that's why it's more expensive, because ultimately you get my help on every single thing that you are creating for your business. That means that you build things faster, stronger, better than you could potentially on your own. So I say potentially because I don't know how good your marketing skills are, your sales skills, your copywriting skills, whatever. But the HRCCCCS, that's an all-you-can-eat buffet. I will be there with you, your right-hand man, all the way through. Whereas the business squad is everything, but you only get an hour of hands-on help from me. For most people, for most people, that's more than enough. Others, they don't want to be limited. They just want to pay the money and get that help, get that extra help to get things moving quicker and faster. That being said, you'll see that information on my website, and which brings me along nicely to the next section of the workbook is the website. So there's a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough on what you should be sharing on your website, how you should be sharing it to make sure that you are sharing the right information to your leads, to your clients, to the outer world. For me, your website is up there. It's probably the second most important part of your marketing infrastructure. Is email list is number one, second is website, third is LinkedIn, which might sound strange because LinkedIn is how people find you easier than on your website. But for me, LinkedIn, it doesn't share as much information as a website does in the manner that a website does. A website is a hell of a lot more personalized, right? LinkedIn, you are dealing with how they want you to set up your LinkedIn profile. Whereas for your website, it's all yours, all your colors, all your fonts, all that good stuff. It's yours to do with as you please. Speaking of yours to do with as you please, pricing. That's the next section of the workbook. That's the next section. You get a presentation document and a video walkthrough so that you're never unsure how to price your services, what you should be charging, none of that. You always know the best price that you should be setting to sell yourself. So, you get all the guidance on what pricing is, why people price things the way that they price things, how you can price things to make sure that you get buyers, all that good stuff. Any issue you've got about pricing, the video walkthrough, the presentation document, it is there for you. Okay, final few sections. So, obviously, and I've spoken about this briefly a little minute ago when I said it's the number one thing that you need marketing infrastructure-wise for your business, email marketing. So when it comes to email marketing, there's a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, there's examples, there's templates, there's chat GPT prompts, there's everything that you need to be able to nurture leads into clients and make sure that you have a steady pipeline of leads, clients, sales, and profits that you can tap into whenever you need it. Email marketing is a key part of your business. If you haven't started email marketing yet, I urge you to do so as soon as possible. Email marketing, it's a cornerstone of your business. And if you're not using it right now, you really should be. So even though it comes quite far down on this document in the workbook, there's a hell of a lot of information about how to make sure that you do this properly for your business. The next thing to think about when you've got your email list is how to monetize it. So again, you've got a presentation document, you've got a video walkthrough, you've got a workbook, you've got templates, all that good stuff about how to monetize your email list. Again, I've done podcasts about this and all the other stuff, in fact. Monetizing your email list is really important because it's one thing having this list of leads, but how do you monetize them? So that's why you get all that information to help you monetize it. And the final section so far in the workbook for when you sign up to work with me, turning clients into more clients. So the workshop, the project comes to an end. How do you turn that client into more clients? There's a whole variety of tactics and strategies that you should be using to turn that one client into more clients. So there's a presentation document, there's a video walkthrough, all that good stuff to make sure that you have served your client like the Brad Pitt celebrity that they are. And how do you turn them into more clients? Because one friend turned into another friend. Hey, you can trust Stephanie. She knows what she's talking about. That is the best piece of marketing you will ever have. So you've got to make sure that you are engineering that when and where possible. The final section of the workbook is about the weekly review. So it's about reflecting, learning, and planning for success. So I talk in the document, in the workbook, I talk about the fact that you should schedule some time in your diary to review the week and what's just happened, what could have gone better, what went well, what you're going to work on the next week. That way you're bringing the work week to an end properly and with structure, and then setting yourself up for success for the next week. So you're taking some time to appreciate your progress. You're being honest, you're identifying areas of growth, and you're understanding where things are not working for you. That's coupled up with the daily laps. It's a way of you getting insight into your business, into what's working, what isn't working, and how you need to change things to make sure that they are working. Now, one thing that I will say is I've thrown a hell of a lot of information at you, and I'm sure my clients, when they work with me in their HR Business Success Squad, feel exactly the same way. But here's the thing. You don't have to do all of this all at once, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. A journey of 1,000 steps starts with one single step. And ultimately, all of this isn't needing to be done overnight. But they are all important aspects of marketing and sales for your business. If you want to earn 70K or more, these are the things that I talk about. So, these are the things that are important. These are the things that you need to plug in on your business. That's why I help you understand all this stuff and then plug it into your business. So there you go. That is a full-on summary of what to expect when you sign up for the HR Business Success Squad, what your life will look like. On top of all that, obviously, there are the monthly competitions. I've not even mentioned those, but I've mentioned them plenty of times. They're on the sales page. So that is to give you to give you an extra bit of a push to complete whatever it is that you are, to have a little bit of healthy competition to promote growth. There's obviously the WhatsApp chat room, there's the one-to-ones, there's the Q&As, there's all that good stuff. There's everything there to help you to understand where you want to get to, how you're going to get there, and to make sure that you are getting there. So, as I say, hell of a lot of information, but imagine it like a textbook at the start of term when you're a student, right? You know that you're going to have to read through all this textbook, you're going to have to absorb all this information, but you don't do it overnight. You've got a full year or whatever it is. Maybe you're on a 2-year program. Whatever it is, you're not filling out that textbook right on day one. And it's the same thing with the HR Business Success Squad. All this information is there. It's time for you to put it into action, to get down and start doing the work. But it's all there for you. So that being said, if this sounds interesting to you, then head on over to my website and join the HR Business Success Squad. At the time of sharing this podcast, it is £99 a month. The initial month offer of £49 a month has expired. It's now £99 a month. And by the end of November, I'm going to bump it up to £199. So if you want to join for £99 and pay £99 a month for the rest of the year, for the rest of a year, 1 year, an annual year, then make sure to go and sign up today. Otherwise, 1st of December, it's going up to £199, and that's how much it will be going forward. Hopefully that was helpful. As I say, head on over to the website and join the Success Squad today. But in the meantime, get marketing, because without marketing, there's no sales, and without sales, there's no business. So get marketing. Hey there, and thanks for listening to the Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultant podcast. If you've enjoyed the show, then please consider taking a moment to help us grow by sharing the episode with a friend or colleague, or by leaving a positive review on podchaser.com. And make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming episodes. I've been your host, Nick Paninsky, and if you have any questions or want to know more about today's topic, then reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd be delighted to hear from you. See you next time.